Over the last few years of the 80K Woods Walker crew doing the Hike for Mental Health's annual fundraiser event, Hike October, you've heard me talk lots about mental health awareness. This trip, do something a little different and let the guys put it into their own words. I hope you enjoy.
Hey everybody, I'm Big Iron John, and if you're new to the channel and you don't know me, you should definitely check out last year's Hike for Mental Health, where I carry a party sub up on top of Jay Mountain, and we can link that right up there. So Jay asked me to talk to you guys today of the kind of anxieties that I get when I come out on these trips, or the worries that I have. And they've kind of evolved over the years. I no longer really worry about my gear or my food or the mileage. I feel like I've done enough of this, and the guys that I'm with, we can kind of handle almost any situation. Really what my biggest anxiety is with these trips now is what I'm leaving back at home. Leaving my wife with 3 little ones, all under the age of 7, is more of kind of what I'm worried about. When I'm out here, to kind of counterbalance that, what I try to do is think about ways that I can be either a better husband or a better dad, and kind of bring those back home and try to implement them. One of the ways of trying to be a better husband that I've been thinking about is, trying to get a babysitter and get some time with my wife that we can actually spend together. She's had a lot of health issues this year, so really the whole thing of taking the time to be with the people you love, is really hitting home lately. The second thing is focusing on being a better dad. So things like even just taking 5-10 minutes before you get your kid on a bus to throw a ball, just taking that extra time. If looking at that frog that your kid has showed you 500 times that he's caught in the backyard and is still excited as the first time he's caught it, have that excitement with your kids and things like that. And that brings me back to the points on mental health that I want to talk about. Focus on the things that you personally have control over. There's going to be a lot of things in life that you can't control, but you can wake up every day and find the smallest thing that you can possibly control. Like I said, if it's having more time with one of your kids, doing the thing at the bus stop, whether it be tennis, playing catch, whatever, you can wake up and think of a thing that you can personally have control over and make your life a little bit better each day. And the more mental health that you have and the better you're feeling, the better your family and everyone around you is going to feel as well.
I'm Dave. I've been really hiking since Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. I climbed Mount Marcy when I was 15. That was probably my first backpacking trip, and been lucky to be hiking with Jay for the past few years, and I do a lot in the Eastern Adirondacks. I also have profound anxiety issues. It's something that I struggle with almost every day. I wake up some days and it's going to be a good day, and I wake up other days and know that it's going to be something that I have to think about and try to deal with ongoing throughout the day. And hiking is a huge part of how I try to balance that. And I can't say enough, it's true what they tell you, that strenuous physical activity and exercise really, really makes a difference. It makes a difference for me to the point that coworkers and my girlfriend will say, "Have you been hiking lately?" They will know if I haven't been out in the woods recently. And it's always surprised me that people can tell. About this trip, I wasn't super anxious about it, oddly enough, because I was being way over prepared. 50 miles is by a factor of 5, by more. My longest trip is maybe 10 or 15 miles. So I knew that there was going to be a lot of challenge. But on the 4th day, we hiked 12 miles, and the 4-mile stretch we did, oh man, it was just brutal. Honestly, I woke up on the wrong side of the hammock and I just wasn't feeling it. But that 4 miles, I felt slow. I felt all that negative speak you tell yourself sometimes. Everyone's ahead of me. Someone's got to stay behind me. That's not cool. And even though Mark was hanging with me and encouraging me on, I still felt alone. But little things Mark said, just trying to cheer me up, or when Dan hiked past me and he's like, "Dude, I am hating today." Just knowing that I wasn't alone. Or when Jay was telling me, "No, you're doing good, you're doing good." And then before I knew it, I hear one of these guys give a "ooh-ah" that are sitting waiting at the trail junction. And I'm like, it's already done? And I didn't even realize that I was keeping great pace, probably the best pace I've kept the entire trip. And it's just a good example of when you feel down, when you feel like you're the only one who's having trouble, you're not. And often you're underestimating what you're actually capable of or underestimating what you're in the middle of doing. That was an extra thing, because honestly, just getting out in the woods and getting exercise, I always come back feeling better with my head a little clear, and I feel so less anxious.
Hey, it's Adam. I've been backpacking on and off since I was in my teens. Done some various backpacking out west in the Grand Canyon. Did some backcountry canoeing trips in northern Minnesota, a few in the Adirondacks. And I got lucky enough to get asked to come on this trip, and I was very, very excited. Pretty nervous. I hadn't been in a while. But one of the main reasons I really wanted to do this was I was having some depression and anxiety. We've been trying to have a second kid, and it hadn't worked out, and now it's working out, and I'm still kind of anxious about it. We live in a small apartment, trying to make ends meet in the city, and getting out here helped me relax. Getting up for the sunrise, seeing the sunset, just hearing birds really sets me at ease. My family has had lots and lots of mental health issues throughout the years, my close family. And just being aware of these kinds of things helps me out a lot, and talking to my wife about it helps make me feel a lot better. But really, there's nothing better than getting outside and seeing this, waking up to this in the morning, and just knowing it's out there, and doing what you can to make yourself feel better. So, thanks.
So my name is Dan. I'm sure you've seen me hike with Jay in a few of his other videos. I'm a 46er. I've done 2/3 of the MPT. We've done the Taconic Crest Trail. I've done a decent amount of hiking over the years. And I talked in our West Stony Creek trip about nervous guts and anxieties when it comes to social anxieties and meeting new people and hiking with new people. This trip, I actually had a completely different problem. My depression was getting the best of me, and I had a real hard time getting the energy I needed to actually plan the hike and plan the food I was going to bring and get my gear together. We were leaving Wednesday, and I don't think I actually had anything together until Monday, and I couldn't muster up the energy to get anything together before then. It's weird because I know once I'm out here, I love it, and I know I'm going to enjoy myself, and I know I'm going to have a good time. But there's something bizarre about depression that even things that you know you love doing, you just can't muster up the energy to do, and it's bizarre. And I hope the memories from this trip mean next time I won't struggle so hard. But thanks to the ADHD, I also know that my short-term memory doesn't always write to long-term memory. So I've already forgotten some stuff about this trip. And it makes that whole type 2 fun thing real easy, but hopefully it'll get better.
Hey everyone, it's Mark, aka Slips. Been hiking with Jay for quite a while. You probably see me on the channel. I'm Daisy's handler. Mental health is always important to everybody, but for me personally, I know coming up to trips like this, I always have a little bit of anxiety about trying to make sure that two-sided. One is that the guys are not too unhappy with me for taking too long to set up my stuff and keeping up, and whether or not I can actually do whatever physical activity we're doing. That's the kind of thing that you just have to face head on. Not everybody can do that. But a lot of times when it's an anxiety thing, the anxiousness comes from the build up to doing something, and it actually is never as bad to actually do the thing that you've been anxious about. The other thing I have anxiety about is that my kids are gonna be okay. You know, I leave a 7-year-old and 3-year-old at home. Erica's very competent, obviously, to take care of them, but it can be a lot of work. But I do worry about them, and that's the kind of thing that sometimes coming out here helps me detach from that, so I'm not stressing about it every day. This is an escape in the brain, an escape physically, and it allows you to really just refresh and come back and be able to provide more support for that family back home. So I'm sure they miss me, but I'll be back soon.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Jason. It was great to get out with Jay and his wonderful crew. It's been a blast. My background, I've been doing a lot of hiking over the years. This year I kind of took it off a little, and maybe I quite shouldn't have. It's been a struggle for sure, but so glad I got out here. I know we're doing this for mental health, and one thing that I find, at least being on the trails myself, is it definitely helps me clear my mind for sure. It pushes everything away. I mean, you look at everything that's out here right now and it's just serene and quiet, and you can't do anything better than that to help clear your mind for sure. So please support Jay. Do what you can. $5 is all you need. Doesn't even matter. Something is better than nothing, but at least get out and help yourself and clear your mind.